Please remain standing for the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner, performed by Maeve Kathleen Beck, Aditya Kumar, and Addison Hart Williams.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
At this time, the salutatorian of the class of 2022, Arvind Muthu Munyan, will present our invocation.
As I look around this stadium, one thing jumps out at me. I don't know nearly as many of you as I should. I spent 4 years at Providence, and so did most of you. But through the courses we chose, through the friends we made, and even just through random luck, I've probably only met, at most, around half of you. Which makes me feel supremely unqualified to give you advice today. I don't know you, nor do I know what you've been through. But if I did have to say something, if I was required to give one takeaway that I hope you all remember, it'd be that this milestone, graduating high school, should remind you of your tenacity and persistence. These past 4 years have truly been tumultuous times. There's been a global pandemic, the onset of a war in Europe, and Encanto being snubbed out of the Best Original Score Oscar. And despite that, we've still passed high school. Moreover, we've flourished. We've successfully juggled 32 classes alongside countless extracurricular activities and familial responsibilities. And some of us had to deal with injuries and disease on top of that. So I hope that when you look back on high school, you remember how you've done some amazing things throughout these 4 years. And I hope that serves to remind you of your extraordinary capabilities and persistence.
You may be seated. Good morning. I am Andrew Jennings Perry, Senior Class President. I'm happy that you have joined us for our commencement exercises. It is an honor for us to have our families, members of the CMS School Board, members of the CMS Executive Staff, and members of the Providence High School staff to share in this exciting time with us. At this time, I would like to introduce our stage guests. Please hold all applause until all our guests have been introduced. Please stand as I call your name and remain standing. Our principal, Dr. Tracy Harrell. Our CMS board members, Margaret Marshall, Member District 5, and Sean Strain, Member District 6. Our CMS executive staff, Dr. Matthew Hayes, Deputy Superintendent, Dr. Frank Barnes, Chief Equity Officer, Dr. Conjure Ratley, Chief School Performance Officer, and Tracy Hayes, Southeast Learning Community Executive Director. You may be seated. The valedictorian of the class of 2022, William Edward Pan. The salutatorian of the class of 2022, Arvind Muthumanyan, and our student council president, John Anderson Schubert. Our assistant principals, Dr. Colleen Barnes, Mark McHugh, and our dean of students, Jennifer Ryan. Our school counselors, Jewel Abbott, Adrian Hodge, Ginger Obringer, Emily Snyder, Allison Tressler, and Lindsay Walker. Our readers of names, Dr. Jonathan Cron and Elizabeth Marquardt. At this time, our choral department seniors, under the direction of Miss Kristen Johnson, will sing Irish Blessing.
May the road
The valedictorian of the class of 2022, William Edward Pan, will now present the valediction, after which John Anderson Schubert will present the Student Council President's Address. Good morning, everyone. To be honest, I never imagined that I would be standing in front of thousands of classmates, parents, and teachers, and it's an honor to deliver the commencement speech as your valedictorian. As I was first writing the speech, I first struggled to determine what I could possibly speak about in 2 minutes that could summarize these past 4 years for all 435 of us. But I eventually found that one theme that connected all of us in the class of 2022, adversity. The dictionary tells us that adversity is, quote, a state or instance of serious or continued difficulty or misfortune. But I want to emphasize that the definition of adversity varies for each one of us. During our time at Providence, every single person has undergone unique challenges and hardships. Whether it be emotional, physical, mental, social, or other personal struggles, no two individuals are alike. But at the end of the day, when talking about adversity, there are two main messages that I want to carry across. The first is about empathy. We are different from one another, and there are things about those around us that we will never be able to understand, but that should by no means prevent us from making an honest effort to do so. We each have our own adversities, and by turning to our peers with an open mind, we can learn so much more about one another than we ever would have been able to otherwise. But it is with my second message that I wish to leave you all today. It may be true that we are all vastly different from one another, but the one thing that we all have in common is that we have all faced our adversities and succeeded in life. No matter the trial, today we stand here as the graduating class of 2022. We have made it to a crucial turning point in our lives, and I know that in each of our future endeavors, my classmates and I will continue to face our adversities head on and emerge triumphant. Thank you.
There's a phenomenon in high school I like to call the nod. You'll see someone in the hallway, at lunch, maybe even outside of school, who you might not be super close with, but you know who they are and they know who you are, so you give them the nod. I'm a huge fan of the nod. I think it represents one of the neat things about high school. You aren't necessarily friends with every single person, but your shared status as high school students creates a unique bond. The thing is, no matter who you are, where you come from, or what you might be doing, for the past 4 years, the common experience of being Providence students has kept us together. We're high schoolers. We play different sports, join different clubs, and have different interests. And we have plenty of disputes. At the end of the day, though, we share an unspoken connection that bridges those gaps, hence the nod. From here, we'll go on an incredible variety of different journeys that we're all anxiously awaiting, going into a world that too often divides us into our own separate factions, where it's all too easy to lose this sense of togetherness. So what I'm asking is for you to carry this bit of high school on your journey with you. If we can see the bond that all people have in our shared humanity, just as we observe the unspoken connection of the high school experience, well, perhaps the world can be a brighter place. At times, I know it's hard to believe in this kind of togetherness. As wars rage and tragedy dominates the news headlines, I ask myself, is this possible? Yes. Yes, it is. Not only is it possible, it may well be part of righting the wrongs in the world, and it's more important now than ever. Go and do great things and be even greater people, and give the nod every once in a while. Thank you.
I would now like for Dr. Harrell to join me at the podium. On behalf of the class of 2022, I would like to present this token to you and thank you for your assistance throughout the year. We will always remember your encouragement and motivation in helping us achieve our goals and successfully reach this memorable milestone in our lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew and class. Good morning and welcome again to the Providence High School graduation ceremony for the class of 2022. I would like to personally thank our school board representatives and executive staff members for attending our graduation ceremony and being present to celebrate with us today. Wow, what an interesting 4 years we've had. It seems like time really went by fast. And due to the pandemic, if there are any of you seniors who want me to hold your diploma so you can stay with us another year, I'd be happy to. All kidding aside, I really don't want to see any of you leave us. You are one of my favorite groups of students. I know I'm probably not supposed to have favorites. Just don't tell the underclassmen. We've had a strong year this year. There are tremendous accolades and awards achieved in large part by the talents and skills of our senior class. To mention just a few of our school-wide successes, our Skills USA team had 6 first-place winners and 3 second-place winners in the regional competition. Our Science Olympiad team earned first place in the regional competition, first time ever. And 3 of our students went on to win the state competition in their specialty, experimental design. We have a senior who placed in the top 3% of students at the DECA International Competition. We have 8 first-place winners in the North Carolina German Day competition, a new school record set by one of our pole vaulters at 11.1 inches. Our speech and debate, Odyssey of the Mind, and Quiz Bowl teams each qualified for participation in the national tournament, where they earned a national ranking. Our literary magazine and yearbook teams were recognized by the Columbia Scholastic Press Association, a national organization, for their awesome publications. In the arts, our band, chorus, and orchestra continue to earn superior ratings at competitions. We have national winners in art and writing awards. In athletics, we were conference champions in 13 sports and regional champions in 3 sports. We have the first ever in school history wrestling state champion in this graduating class. And just last weekend, our undefeated baseball team won the 4A state championship, still undefeated, and ranked 3rd in the country. This list could go on and on. Collectively, you can see that our students have excelled in many different areas, the side effect of a well-rounded, comprehensive high school education. Our students have faced some of the most rigorous standards in the country, and they've surpassed those standards. We are so proud of their accomplishments, and today they can be proud of the diploma they will receive. Providence has provided our students with an exceptional education, and that is due largely to the hard work and commitment of our school staff. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "The mind once stretched by a new idea never returns to its original dimensions." Our teachers have spent countless hours over the last 4 years working to stretch your mind so that you can learn and think and problem solve and excel in the world all on your own. The success of the students at Providence does not happen without the work of our teachers. They are the best in the profession. Now, I know that I'm biased, but they are the best in the profession. And students, you have been lucky to have been able to learn from them. It's so refreshing when teachers get emails from former students who say something like, I didn't realize it at the time, but now I know how much better prepared I am for, you fill in the blank, because I went to Providence. It happens year after year. I'd like to encourage you students to take time to send your teachers an email, or better yet, a handwritten note, thanking them for the impact they made on you. That will be very meaningful to them. Please join me now in giving our staff seated in the wings here a big round of applause for all of their hard work. And y'all dress up so well, too. Providence is also an exceptional school because of the tremendous support of our parent community. We've called on our active parent population to come through for us and support us when school budgets have been stretched thin. Our parents have volunteered and worked at school and on committees and at home with students to make sure you are on top of your responsibilities. They've worked together on booster clubs, event planning, and given to support our school financially so that the quality of education you receive at Providence remains high. They've been a key ingredient to your success and the success of Providence, and I thank our parents personally for their support of our school. And students, I encourage you to follow the lead your parents have modeled for you. Support your child's school with the same zest and energy that have been modeled by our parents here at Providence. As we conclude, students, I want to, one last time, share with you a Hot Topics with Harold. Remember your first day of high school? You didn't know what you didn't know? You were timid, anxious ninth graders who were unsure of how to find their way around our large school. At our first assembly in the auditorium, we talked about life after high school and the importance of being prepared for that. And you probably thought I was crazy because that was so far from then to now. However, here you are. A couple of bumps in the road, a global pandemic, school closing, online learning, school reopening, mask, no mask, lunch 6 feet apart, lunch in the classroom, lunch almost back to normal. Whew. Not only did you make it through high school, though, but in spite of the many challenges and unexpected changes, you've excelled. It might not have been exactly as you had planned, but you learned some great life lessons along the way. You see, you don't know what challenges you'll face in college or in life. We never know what is around the corner. But you've learned that you can adjust, you can persevere, and you have learned resiliency. As the PHS graduating class of 2022, you have committed to attending 90 different colleges. 81% of this class will attend a four-year college or university. 18.4% of you will attend community college, and 0.6 of you, somehow that math works out, 0.6% of the class has committed to military service or will move directly to the world of work, including one student who's received an appointment to the Air Force Academy. You've been offered scholarships in every category available: academics, athletics, fine arts, and the military. They don't keep records in any other categories, so you have them all. All total, this class has been offered almost 200 different scholarships, totaling over $8 million. Congratulations. Your parents are clapping. Your parents are clapping because they know what that means to their bank account. See what all of the hard work you've done has resulted in? You've met every challenge, and we're so proud of your tremendous accomplishments. As I mentioned earlier, this class is extra special to me. I've known one of you since the moment you were born. Others I've known since you entered kindergarten. Some others I met when you were in third grade. and still others I've gotten to know quite well in the last 4 years. You are a good group of young people who are focused on your goals, and you work well together as a team. You are accepting of the differences of people. You treat people with respect. You've been excellent young people of good character, and I encourage you to continue to be that example for others. Our world needs more of the PHS class of 2022. I can't wait to hear from you all at your 25th high school reunion and see what you've done with your life and what impact you've made. My wish for you is that you will finish strong in life as you have done so in high school. It has been my distinct pleasure to serve as your principal, and I wish you all the very best. At this time, I'll ask the junior marshals to please take your place for the presentation of diplomas. Graduates, parents, and guests, I would ask that you stay in your seats during the presentation of diplomas. Pictures can only be taken from your seat. I would also remind you that at Providence, we are respectful and courteous to all. Please minimize your cheering and applause until all the names have been called. The process of the diploma presentations will go rather rapidly, and we don't want to miss hearing a student's name.
Olamide Andrew Jinadu McNeil. Faye Riley Aaron. Lauren Mackenzie Adams. Tololope Oluwaseyi Remide Ajayi. Dilbar Akbarova. Johanna Agnes Ackerblum. Tyson Julian Alba. Tegan Anderson. Sarah Ruth Andrews. Iksha Anil. Christopher William Artis. Mary Morgan Ashley. John Thomas Auer. Vivian Montero Chibajos Altman. Faith Evan Austin. Camilla Isabel Ayala Tortolero. Konstantin Tumorovich Babayev. Emma Riley Babbage. Anthony Juyung Bay. Kazra Bakhtiari Zamani. John Ellsworth Ballas. Mia Balukonis. Bailey Madison Bannock. Shekwan Malik Ichiro Bean. Maeve Kathleen Beck. Audrey Judith Bell. Brandon Samuth Bell. Lauren Sawyer Bellardini. Annabelle Rose Bennett. Audrey Reeves Bennett. Same Haile Barakatab. Aditi Barathkumar. Dia Bott. Olivia Grace Beeson. Lindsay Lauren Blome. Rihanna Marie Bloomer. Cohen Bain Bowers. Allison Marie Boyce. Victor Francis Brancheri. Mary Catherine Brantley. Marco Braddock. Charles David Brewer. Kira Lee Britt. Elizabeth Charlotte Brown. Emily Fleming Brown. Emma Brown. Henry Brian Brown. Nikolai Alexander Brown. Raylan Joy Brown. Jennings Aiden Browning. Colby White Bryant. Mason Charles Bryant. Skylar Nicole Bryant. John Joseph Budnick. Haley Nicole Beekler. Neve Alyssa Burgess. William Joseph Bussey. Ava Marissa Butler. Alexandra Sophia Butters. Madeline Elise Calhoun. Mark Philip Caligar. France Jacob Montecalvo Capuyan. Cayman Edward Carson. Robert Long Carter Jr. Nathaniel Bryce Castengay. Brighton Edmund Caushai. Taylor Brooke Chaffetz. Arnold Lee Chen. Yu Chen Chen. Christian Joseph Chiraboga. Yarang Cho. Alexis Danielle Christenberry. Theodore John Cerrone. Dorian Isaiah Clark. Theodore Michael Cook III. Brianna Mary Copus. Liliana Grace Cornelius. Alexia Costa Moreira. Scott McAllister Council. Grayson Olivia Cox. Catherine Elizabeth Crawford. Katie Lynn Cruz. Liam Michael Cunningham. Clinton Daniel Daly. Anne Caroline Dancuzzi. Grace Elizabeth Dancuzzi. Mira Ainsley Data. Samuel James Decker. Lucas Dimitrios Dentrolivanos. Brooke Ashley Deno. Xavier Jared DeRosier. Alden Rose Dexter. Claire Elizabeth Dexter. Suhani Dungel. Cole David Dillard. Bailey Elizabeth Dixon. Lauren Dean Dock. Sherry Jean Dowell. Elizabeth Christina Dozier. Christopher Thomas Duarte. Aditi Dumpala. Seth Martin Dunn. Eric David Durkee. Matthew Kenneth Dwight. Morgan K. Dykstra. Hannah Paige Ely. Rami Jalal Alderini. Kelton Johannes Nathaniel Elias. Jacob Daniel Elias Matar. Kayla L. Anuv. Isabella Grace Enciso. Zach Engelbrecht. Ryan Matthew Epperson. Jackson Murphy Irwin. Theo Nelson Irwin. Smith Witten Fairley. Brooke Ashleen Farrell. Sergei Dmitrievich Fedorov. Marina Dmitrievna Fedorova. Joel Anthony Fernandez. Maria Luisa Ferreira Santana. Kyan Patrick Fieser. Julianne Reese Ficker. Alexander Michael Fincher. Robinson Jr. Fisher de Mesquita. Ashley Marie Floyd. Emma Nicole Ford. Michael Stephen Ferret. Cole Logan Foster. Scarlett Elise Freeman. Ross Daniel Fulco. Kurt Lawrence Fuller. Annabelle Grace Galanek. David Irving Garfinkel. Harris James Garrison. Evan Mitchell Gaston. Emily Louise Gentile. Ann Riley Georgeson. Jackson Robert Gertis. Justin Robert Garenza. Robert Benjamin Gershon. Rami Monir Gandor. Julia Lee Gibson. Zainab Giddis. Aviana Charday Gilly. Jacob Benjamin Gilly. Dwayne Keith Gissendanner II. Gabriella Rose Glissman. Krista Catherine Glova. Molly Ryan Gomsak. Giancarlo Luis Gonzalez. Jacob Gonzalez. Abigail Dial Gray. Victoria Marie Grayku. Melanie Grace Griffin. Luke Gregory Gullickson. Mia Isabella Gumbly. Elida Iram Hafizolu. Nathan Hyduke. Victoria Hajinian. Nia Denise Hardy Bangora. Kayla Elaine Harrell. James Robert Heavey. Patrick Martin Heavey. Ashley Giselle Herrera Arellano. James Gregory Herring. Sophie Anna Hyder. Ansley Marie Hignite. Ethan Matthew Hill. Philip Hinson. Kaya Lena Height. Rachel Shea Holden. Scott Kincaid Hopkins. Alexander Omar Howard. Lily Catherine Hemmer. Ryan Thomas Huffam. Cody James Hund. Andrew Stafford Hurd. McKinney Elizabeth Maxwell. Jacob Paul Hyde. Poncelet Obakoko Eleleji Jr. Ace Ingram. Ellen Elizabeth Jackins. Kirsten Noel Jackson. Luke Christopher Jacobs. Andrew George Jefferson. Andrew Michael Jenkins. Brianna Jade Jenkins. Nicholas Chase Jennings. Jackson Snyder Jensen. Elijah Samuel Jerzenbeck. Caroline Marie Johnson. Celia Grace Johnson. Daniel Robert Johnson. Charlotte Amanda Johnson Post. Seth Daniel Judge. Benjamin Robert Kaplan. Sarah Grace Cotter. Jack Edwards Kendall. Om Kendapati. Hannah Elizabeth Kirsteiner. Morgan Lee Ketzner. Neil Kurana. Audrey Elizabeth Kim. Caleb Shini Kim. Jordan Snook Kim. Joshua Kim. Joshua Gu Kim. Carol Atticus Kirkland. Olivia Ellen Kirkpatrick. William Sanders Cleckley. Ava Elizabeth Knapp. Griffin Alexander Kolb. Aditya Kumar. Henry Morse Kurtz. Estella Grace Kuwata.
Luke Michael LaChapelle. Jonathan Charles David Lakeman. Chloe Navoa Lendingen. Gabriella Carol Lapata. Shane Laverty. Aiden Christopher Lawson. Stylianos Lazaridis. Shiva Janakiraman. Grace Catherine Leahy. Hyunwoo Lee. Olympia Grace Sarang Lee. Arthur Antonio Leonard. Ryan Elizabeth Lennon. Charlie Hankin Lewin. Jonathan Wayne Liu. William Prince Lockhart. Aiden Reed Lowe. Isabella Mimi Lowe. Audrey Marie Lucas. Noah Christopher Luna. Jack Lyle Lawrence Luther. Ryan Riley Lynch. Claire Marie Lyons. Graham Thomas McPhail. William Addison Mahaffey. Anise Madeline Mahavarthath. Benjamin Clayton Malone. Arvin Mutu Munyon. Astirai Maria Marquez. Tiana Sadies Martinez. Nicholas Stephen Masbrook. Victoria Mata. Hunter William Maxwell. Marina Sky Maxwell. Morgan Delaney Maxwell. William Edward McCaffrey. Talia Grace McCory. Samuel Colin McDougall. Wesley Adam McGee Jr. Molly Frances McGirt. Sophia Diane McGrew. Sean Anthony McLaughlin. Damon Chase McNeil. Caleb Michael Meacham. Charles David Melton. Joshua Joseph Metzel. Stefan Gabriel Mihailescu. Kyle Luther Miller. Lucy Ames Miller. Sophia Rose Mokus. David Michael Mond. Unsa Moon. Untek Moon. Logan Cole Moon. Caitlin Genevieve Moore. Anukul Yogesh Moore. Ella Bailey Morgan. Nicole Marie Munoz. Maxwell Murdoch Musser. Toshia William Namba. Katie Abigail Nesbitt. Emily Rose Novak. Ruth Akachi Nwosu. Caitlin Nicole O'Donnell. Andrea Valentina Olivier Misley. Drake Andrew Orzel. Nidhi Panala. Anya Singh Parwa. Anuraj Singh Pawa. Iona Maria Palomares. Lisbeth Maria Palma Salmeron. William Edward Pan. Anthula Lucia Pappas. Elizabeth Jehi Park. Yana Alexievna Pavlicheva. Maxwell Riston Payne. Michael Patrick Peltz. Ana Victoria Perea Carrion. Emily Perea Gava. Leticia Manco Pereira. Andrew Jennings Perry. Jacob Madsen Perry. Jackson Alexander Pilo. Taylor Lee Pittman. Joshua Dolphy Pullman. Grace James Pointer. Ria Porwal. Thais Franca Prates. Samantha Marie Presley. Jamar Anthony Price. Michaela Hope Prushik. Elizabeth Grace Quattlebaum. Daniel Marwan Rafa. Vineet Ramdas. Scott David Ramsey. Ethan Lewis Rand. Ananya Ramakrishna Rao. Sophia Racina. Dylan John Reed. Girish Rangadurai. Alex Catherine Rhodes. Ella Christine Rising. Kendall Mackenzie Roberts. Owen Matthew Robertson. Emmanuel Isis Robin Abel. Kendall Brooke Race. Lauren Emily Rolfe. Brian Roman. Lauren May Rosen. Hannah Malka Rosenthal. Andrew Thomas Ross. Matthew Gary Russo. Joel Caleb Rutledge. Andrew Joseph Ryder. Ibrahim Assam Salim. Augustine Salette. Cole Bryant Sampson. Tori Ashanti Sanchez Campos. Sarah Elizabeth Sanders. Shreya Sankar. Shri Radha Satish Kumar. Kate Elizabeth Schlader. August Edward Schmoll. Riley Peyton Schoderbeck. Alex Jacob Schoenbrunn. John Anderson Schubert. Zachary Aiden Schuler. McKinley Elaine Schuster. Lauren Hannah Schwartz. William Logan Seegers. Willem Henry Seidman. Narthni Shankar. Kylie Elizabeth Shaw. Elise Jane Shawin. Bisan Nusfat Shahada. Rayanne Nusfat Shahada. Ava Claire Shepard. Ruheen Ashesh Shet. Claire Dai Shi. Kiandokt Shirani Bid Abadi. Virginia Fenway Shires. Marie Ellen Sieber. Gerard Alessandro Silva Ramos. Spencer Chase Silverman. Jaden Lee Simmons. Stefan Sinanovich. Arzu Singh. Madison Grace Skinner. Hobart Chester Smith IV. Hunter Ross Smith. Landon Carter Smith. Reagan Worthington Smith. Karen Eileen Sorto. Lauren Scott Spear. Maximus Anthony Squilante. Madeline Morgan Saint Amand. Walton Lyle St. Ange. Sloan Donati Stamp. Samuel Christian Stapleton. Bryce Foster Stebbins. Blake Elizabeth Sterling. Logan Ann Sterling. Asher Drew Stern. Nathaniel Andrew Steinecker. Tegan Natalie Stone. Sophie Claire Strain. Haley Stratton. Grace Elizabeth Sugg. David Michael Svoboda. Taylor Renee Zepp. Nathaniel Nikolai Tarcha. Conrad Evan Taylor. Nicholas Brandon Terrell. Haley Emil Thomas. Lindsay Elizabeth Thomas. Sarah Kennedy Thomas. Bradford Edward Thompson. Emerson Elizabeth Toke. Caroline Rose Toole. Mariangel Tortolero Jaramillo. Constantinos Tsurlis. Cora Simone Turner. Zane Mazen Tuta. Andrew Renner Tuz. Deontay Kevin Val. Katiana Vasquez. Nikhil Vasudeva. Aliyah Janae Vega. Victoria Isabella Vieira Alves. Ryan Adam Voorhees. David Thomas Walker. Oliver Benjamin Ward. William Franklin Ward. Jackson Walter Warfield. August McNelly Wargo. M. Washburn. Elisha Israel Watson. Ethan Scott Watson. Sydney Wamboy Watson. Reagan Claire Westover. Riley Brianne Wilder. Addison Hart Williams. Dakota Quinn Williams. David Nathan Williams. Logan Scott Williams. Tyler Johnstone Williams. Caleb Lee Winters. Jared Daniel Wistowski. Brooke Avery Wilkowski. Iris Jaewon Yang. Natalie Grace Zanos. Cindy Elizabeth Zhang. Iris Lisa Peng Jung. Kenny Fernando Macliff Para.
Will the class of 2022 please stand? By the authority vested in me as the principal of Providence High School and by the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction and the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Board of Education, I now pronounce you graduates of Providence High School class of 2022.